Welcome to Boxing on the Record with Showtime and Randy. Showtime, what's going on with you today, man? What you got on your mind you want to put on the record?
Man, Randy, I gotta tell you, man, today's press conference, or I'm sorry, press conference, presser number two, the LA presser with Devin Haney and Ryan. I gotta tell you, a lot of people are gonna be talking about Ryan's. Ryan looked zooted, man. Ryan looked like he was on the ish. He got him a couple drags before he showed up in there, man. And I have to agree, his whole entire behavior. Um, screamed to me that he definitely was on something, regardless if they deny it or not. And so, before I go into what I think might what is a possibility, I'm going to give a very quick background, real fast. I'm going to go through this very quickly. As you know, as most of our subs know, and anyone that's come to this channel, I'm actually a medical doctor. I'm a physician. I've been a physician for many years, more than 20 years. But I actually do not see patients at this time. I'm focused on research. But I'm a brain doctor. That's my area of specialties, and I do brain research right now. My research involves Alzheimer's, epilepsy, stroke, and other what we call neurodegenerative diseases. So that's what I'm kind of focused on right now, and it's not just focused on doing research in those areas, but coming up with a cure for those various brain diseases. So that's a quick background with that. However, so I was raised on Eastern medicine my entire life. My entire life, I was raised on Eastern medicine, um, and like most people. And then I went to medical school, which taught me Western medicine. And then I combined the two, since I do know Eastern medicine and Western medicine. I combined the two, and that's what I utilized as a physician for many years in Chicago. And there are times where I felt the Eastern medicine approach to a particular illness was the best approach because I understand both sides, and I would tell a patient, "There's no need for this; just do that." Or, "No, you do need to go do this because of this, and this is the only way we can resolve this, like right now, for the Western thing." So that's kind of how I did it. My background is, Randy, you and I are the exact same age. You're just 2 months older than me. But I want to give a background before I go into this Ryan thing so people can understand where I'm coming from. I do come from the quote unquote streets of Chicago. I mean, the streets all over the place. It just, matter where you're at. But I have to say that clearly because I started selling drugs at the age of 11. You and I are, again, the same age. And so I sold drugs. I was involved in various street activities from the time I was 11. And I've stuck up drug dealers. And, it's the grace of heaven that I'm alive today, and I've been able to lead that lifestyle. But I was involved in that lifestyle very strong for more than 10 years as well. And I've witnessed a lot of things happen. Let me say it that way. So being a physician and being the age that we are, being trained and knowing all these different areas, Eastern medicine, selling drugs to individuals, being involved in the street life. What I saw today from Ryan let me know that he was definitely on something. But what was it that he was on? Well, I do know that his promoter is a druggie. He definitely looked like he had snorted something, but I also do know, being a brain doctor, that there are certain medicines that you can be prescribed from doctors to treat certain illnesses, that certain neurological illnesses that can be crushed up. And once you crush them up, you can either smoke them or snort them. And once you smoke them or snort them, they can give you the almost identical effects as if you had purchased heroin, cocaine, or any of those types of drugs off the street. Including your attitude can change. You become extremely sweaty. Your nose can become runny, where you have to sniff a lot. Can have the exact same thing, but these are things that came legal. That doing all of that is illegal on the medical side. So we don't allow patients to crush up their medicines and doing that stuff. We know there's a possibility that they can do that. So we have to limit that, and we try to monitor that. So if they do, we know that certain patients may crush up their medicine and do that. And then we aren't able to prescribe them that medicine, or again, or at a certain thing, because they would run out too quickly, and we already know what's happening, so we can't do that again. Mm-hmm. So anyways, we do know Ryan has a history of mental health issues, he has come public about it, which means that he had seen someone he was being treated behind the scenes. After that, we wouldn't know anything else about it as long as he gets cleared to fight. And as long as the medicine that you're getting doesn't enhance a fight, doesn't enhance your fighting ability, um, uh, with the doctor, you can still be on certain mental health medicine, and you don't have to release that to anyone other than the doctor that's assessing you before a fight. And so I'm of the opinion that Ryan, he looks like he was either on cocaine, like he sniffed some cocaine, some juice for the nose, whatever. By Oscar, and Oscar had the same type of thing as well. I'm of the opinion that if he didn't do that, he still had maybe some mental health medicines that he crushed up and did that with as well, or smoked it, because his behavior let me know that he definitely was high. He was high on something, but I can't say 100% that was street drugs or the legal drug that he got from a doctor that he abused. But yeah, Ryan was definitely zooted, and this is all going to come out on the post follow-ups that people make videos on or they write up about. What you got on all that, Randy? What you saw today?
Well, I just got to go with my instinct of the 52 years I've been living in being in the streets.
Wait a minute, you ain't supposed to be telling our age, man. What's going on with you now, man? You supposed to be like, yeah. Now look at this.
Yeah, I've said it several times on here. And I just got to go with what I know as being in the street, not knowing about Ryan, because I don't know what Ryan is taking. I mean, I wasn't there. I mean, some people drink and laugh. Some people smoke weed and laugh. Some people smoke weed and cry. Some people, I don't know what he was on, but I knew he was on something. Not only that, I know what he said. He said he was high on an interview. And rumor has it he's been running with a guy that gets high and have dealings with drugs. What drugs, I have no clue. But I would think if it was medical, I would think he probably would mention the fact that it was medical, because he's already stated that he's on medication. Well, have been on not medication. He's stated the fact that he's been mentally diagnosed. So if he was high off of that, it wouldn't really be no lashback or no feedback, because everybody know he's been in that situation. But Ryan hasn't talked about that in a while. He said he was clear that he was okay now. So I would have to stick with the fact that he's just one of those guys, man, that's trying to get in where he fit in. You have the rappers want to be ball players. The ball players want to be rappers. The boxers want to be rappers. The boxers want to be gangsters. The gangsters want to be, everybody want to be. So that's just my opinion about it. I just think that he's high. He was high on that particular interview on illegal drugs. Well, now they're not illegal in California. If you're in California, I guess that's not illegal if he was smoking weed. So I mean, I don't know what he was on, but he said he was high. And he didn't clarify the fact that he had taken some prescription medicine, or he had never elaborated that the medicine that he was taking for his anxiety make him feel like he's smoked weed, or make him feel like he's on cloud nine. I haven't really ever heard him say that. So I just got to stick with the fact that I think he's doing illegal drugs, or legal in certain states, smoking weed, Keyshawn Davis. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just going to add one little bit of clarification to you, to everything that you said, and I think you was really on point with everything. Is the weed? He wasn't on no weed. Weed doesn't do that unless you smoking weed like a primo weed that's laced with some other stuff in it. But what we saw there, he agreed he smokes weed, but when we saw that's not a weed type thing. So when I'm speaking about drugs, I'm talking about hard drugs. I'm talking about cocaine. I'm talking about all those other things. And when I'm comparing this to when I speak about having mental health issues. And not talking about him actually taking the medicine and that medicine caused that, because we don't give you medicine that's going to cause that. What happens is we can prescribe you certain medicines, but when you crush up the medicine, it changes actually the properties of the medicine. It changes a lot of that stuff. And then you snort it like you're snorting cocaine. That does something totally different.
Cocaine, I mean,
Right. Right. It causes a whole different thing, because like basically cocaine is actually it was a legal drug, and it's something that medically we still can't prescribe, so all of these things were like, regular medical stuff, but that's a whole nother thing. And so so he could be on certain specific mental health medicine, not anxiety medicine, but something for another type of mental health thing. And he doesn't have to tell people. He could ask that. There's no reason for him to say, "Oh no, I'm still taking enough medicine," because taking any of these medicines ain't going to create that.
I mean, he don't have to tell anybody, but if you went far as to tell people that you suffering and you've been to the doctor for anxiety or mental, I mean, why not tell? It ain't no secret that you might be on medicine. I mean, that ain't nothing to be secretive about.
Right, and he's never said that, and we don't like AJ. We never knew AJ was on any medicine. Anthony Joshua, he would just be like, "Oh yeah, I'm just doing those things." And when he came to the United States was when we found out that he actually had been taking medicine, because the medicine
have AJ ever came out and said that he was bipolar or schizophrenic or had anxiety? Has he ever said that?
He has spoken about anxiety, but everybody says anxiety.
Let me react that. Have he said?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Hold on, let me mute this.
Has he said that prior to us finding out that he was on medication?
Yeah, that's very good. No, not that I recall. It was definitely after he wasn't approved when he came here. And with Ryan has never told us he's on medication. So let me start here. He's never said
he's on medication, but he told us he's seen the doctor for anxiety or
right. And so you have a medical doctor, which is what I am, and then you have a psychologist, which is a PhD doctor that you can also go see and you talk to about. So a person who has anxiety, they can have anxiety just because I feel anxious.
I just use anxiety because he said he
had right. Right. And I'm using it because he himself was only 24, 23 when he's saying this, is still probably ignorant to all the things. Say, yeah, I have anxiety, all the things. And so he can go see anybody. And because he has said that for his anxiety, because medicine doesn't treat the anxiety. What we do as physicians is we try to balance out certain chemicals that could be off, but you have to go see another doctor, which we call
and that's probably where he get anxiety from. He probably went to see a doctor, and the doctor diagnosed him with anxiety, or the doctor diagnosed
right. And the PhD doctor,
he's not gonna say I got this, I got swollen.
Right. And the PhD doctor, what they do, which we call a psychologist, what they do to treat the anxiety is you go through a type of therapy called cognitive behavioral therapy, which teaches you how to reduce your anxiety. It's all talking, and it's all about you implementing certain things so you won't do this in the future, so that anxiety can go down. Has nothing to do with medical treatment. And so what I'm stating is he could have received medical treatment and just never said anything to us about it, except for like the doctors that would clear him for a fight, but still saw the psychologist doctor that's really treating him for his anxiety, and then just been done like, okay, I'm done, I'm cool, I know how to do all this, but still get some behind closed door medical treatment because they would never disclose that part to us. And again, we're just using anxiety as a
none of us was there, so we both are just assuming. So I'm still under the thought that if you're gonna come out in public and say that you have mental health issues, what's so bad about you? You didn't told us you got a problem, so what's so bad about you saying, well, they prescribed me XYZ?
Yeah, so we'll just keep it right there. We won't go further because there are you know, there literally are other boxers who aren't as well known. And I'm not even going to bring them up now. They're not. I can't speak about them fighting now, but definitely fought during our time. Who did have mental health issues? Who were being treated behind the scenes, and none of us knew about that. I didn't know until I became a doctor. You know, about all these things. But they would. It was just what it was. As long as they were cleared to be able to fight, they were able to fight. But for this particular scenario, because basically what I'm saying is, in this particular scenario, even if he got mental health drugs and he crushed them up, he crushed them up to make them illegal. So they still would have been illegal drugs, and they would have had the same, and they would have had the same effect as, you know, say it like cocaine, even though that's not the example I'm trying to use. But like, I'm really going for amphetamines, which would be illegal. And for us in medicine, anytime a patient even if you for mental health, certain mental health things, you can crush up, you know, high blood pressure medicine or certain medicines. Let me not say that. I don't want to make it look similar, but mental health medicines, when you crush those up, they become illegal for us. And so we cannot allow that to continue on. Now you're dealing with a street drug. Now all these things. Do you think, and the way to think of it is cocaine. Cocaine was a street drug, but became more potent when they started melting it and turning it into crack. That's and then freezing it. Because and this is
cocaine. Once you put baking soda and water, you got crack.
And this is what happens with certain mental health drug, but you have to understand the brain and what drug it is. As soon as you take a thing and you crush it, make it into a powder, it goes from being something that helps you with mental health and it turns into cocaine. And then you can snort it like it's cocaine, and you can light it up and it becomes like crack, like a liquid type of crack or liquid cocaine, heroin. There you go, like a liquid heroin that you're sticking into your things. And so what I'm saying is either he could have, that's why I have no opinion on this, he could have taken illegal cocaine from Oscar, sniffed it up, or he could have had a specific type of mental health drug that he himself was like crushed it up and then lit it to make it like cocaine or heroin. And he put it in his system, and it's equivalent to him having heroin in the system. Equivalent. Not equivalent to someone who's suffering from a mental health issue and they just took their medicines. No, he abused his medicine to make it turn into cocaine or heroin. That's what I'm saying. If it happened or not, he got cocaine or heroin from Oscar. Those are the things. That's why I'm saying he was zooted. He was on something, but it could have been his medicine that he converted into heroin or cocaine, or it could have been street heroin or cocaine that he just got. That's it. That's all I got on this.
All right. With that being said, we're out of here like last year.
Peace.